Hello everyone, this is Jeff Kirby, the Philly Mummer costumer with JMK Costuming and Show Design. We are back for another Mum Suit Monday from the Mummers Museum after a couple of weeks off due to scheduling, but we're back. We're going to be back here for a few more weeks, hopefully more than that, but we're back is what I'm getting at. We've got a special one this week, kind of mum geeking a little bit. I grew up with this hobby. My grandfather was a designer, costume designer, show conceptor, and I've got one that he was highly involved with. First prize champion costume, first prize champion band, 1986 Polish American band that got way ahead of the time that year. Introduced technology, the concept of technology. They had props that moved, animated props. If you're a mummer fan, you know it. Polish American 1986, Dr. High Tech, his robot Ramble. So I'm going to turn this around so you can take a look real quick. All right, so we don't have the whole thing, but we've got enough here to look at and appreciate. This is a big time piece of mummer history. 1986. 1986 could, I think without argument, be said to be the best year for string bands in history. And Polish American walked away that year as the champion. Again, with their robot theme, Dr. High Tech and his robot Ramble. So we've got the jacket here, along with the hat. Now, if you remember, on New Year's Day, they have the big kind of clear head with the eyeballs. We've talked about the humanization of costuming, which my grandfather, Mel Slack, he had a lot to do with in mummer history with the brigades and the string bands. He helped kind of bring costumes to life, really bringing character to the street back in the mid 1980s. One of the great things I love about the 80s, you always saw mirrors. They were everywhere. That's why when you watch the telecast from back then, and of course the cameras weren't as high def as they are now. Here's the pant. You can see the mirrors on here. When you watch these back on video, you see how the TV lights played off of these costumes, especially at nighttime, which unfortunately we no longer have because the parade's so early, which really takes away from costuming. But it's just one of those details that really, I think, exemplified and made a mummer, and it made everything so much larger than life on New Year's Day. Highly sequined in the detail spots. Now, of course, they had a bib here. They had a kind of a skirt that came off of the waistline here. I think it had the Pac-Man on there. But man, how cool is this to see such a great, I don't want to call it an artifact, but such a great piece of history. Yeah, they had a lot of this kind of iridescent look that year too, throughout the costuming. Polish American did. Color combo, you can see it's a very heavily green suit, and they did this with all their costuming that year. The back piece suits, the banjos, the accordions, they were all silver. The what we now call the pit band, which would be your horns. Well, now percussion, they've got their own little section now, usually. But back then, the percussion and the bass fiddles, they were all included with the pit. They were all in a real pretty blue color. So they had some really, really nice color blocks that year. And I'm sure that these costumes were incredible under the lights for the judges to enjoy. So as always, you can always come to the Mummers Museum at 2nd and Washington Avenue, right in South Philadelphia, right off I-95. There is parking. It's easy to get in. It's easy to get out. And you can see all this Mummer/Philadelphia history for yourself. We do this to show you the detail and the tradition that's been going into this hobby of Philadelphia mummery for officially now over 125 years. So get down here and see it for yourself. extreme detail on his costuming, and read into the history of every costume that you look at. And you're going to gain a new perspective, a new appreciation for what New Year's Day in Philadelphia is all about. Thank you for tuning in for another Mum Suit Monday. This is Jeff Kirby, the Philly Mummer costumer with JMK Costuming and Show Design. We'll be here every Monday at the Mummers Museum for Mum Suit Monday. Take care and have a good week.
High Tech and lead the Robot Ramble. The drill director is Danny Marikowski. Music director is Steve Bujnowski, making his debut. This is sort of a computerized theme. We're going to see robots out there doing all kinds of wacky and crazy things, and lots of dancing. And I think we're promised a computer also in this presentation.
That's right. A group of strictly controlled robots suddenly breaks free from their master, and we find out what happens. A little jamming and a little losing their heads. A lot of craziness going on out there.
The Polish American is from the Richmond section of Philadelphia.
And here they come, the Polish American String Band.
the Polish-American String Band. And Jim, it is tough to believe that after all these years, the Mummers have entered the computer age.
Finally jumped on the high-tech bandwagon. Get a load of this computer with a little warning signal flashing back and forth. It even has eyes. It's almost human.